at me. I
I
can
mean,
understand when if you were a black man who never experienced the black experience, who never who grew up in a culture or in an area where it wasn't enough of us for you to to identify with, and you identify with another group, and then you
yeah,
go out here and speak on the black experience. I can understand that. Then I'm like,
yeah,
whoa, you don't need to be talking. You understand what we're talking about here. So that's different. But when we get into a group of us who I feel like are all intellectually sound, and we start having these conversations, and especially with my best friend, because he knows I get irked. I get irked when we start talking. I'll be like, stop it. Like nigga, like just stop. Because we're the ones perpetuating it. Like it's like it's just yes, they're the ones that are facilitating it, but we're
mm.
perpetuating it. And
Well, it's the system though, right? Because we're still surrounded. And now we're going way off movies, but we're
yeah,
still surrounded in a space of
yeah,
of white supremacy being
yeah,
something that's reinforced in society, education, politics, everywhere,
everywhere,
everywhere.
everywhere you can see.
And it's just about what level of it are you going to get. So because we're a direct descendants of American slavery, we have experiences that other races don't have, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have Latinos or Asians, or at least I've never heard them say, you're not Asian enough in that same regard. Um,
Yes.
they have, but they also go through different shades of what is my proximity to whiteness,
Right.
right? Like how far or how close am I to being white? And that metric, that mentality, the idea that's even the barometer is a byproduct of white supremacy. It's like, this is the measuring stick, and this is
And
we're all it's really just because of how recent slavery was and how recent all the other things that evolved from it are. We're still going through the ramifications of slavery. I think somebody said to me before, if you were born in 1970, then you were of the first generation of black people to have rights.
Yep.
1970 and later, you was the first generation of black people to have rights. And I was like, they're alive. They're still walking around. They're 50. They're the first
yeah,
ones.
That's
all
not
of our
Right.
right.
parents, all
That's
of
not
our
Yeah.
parents
the
were born
70s.
before the
Anything
Civil
after
Rights
70.
Act,
Right.
right?
So
Anything
like
after 70, which is all of
everything
us.
that and all the other racism that happened in parallel, because we don't talk about the other stuff, right? We know that they had whites only, but we also know that they had signs that said no blacks, no
No
Mexicans, no
dogs.
Asians, right? And the way that they treated Asian people, Native Americans, and Mexicans during the Industrial Revolution period, when they were just colonializing the hell out of America and building trains everywhere and doing all that stuff. The way they treated those other minorities is also horrific. We all got a trauma that we're all trying to figure out how to navigate, that we inherited from our ancestors.